Hi Aries, we're going to do your love reading. Actually, I don't think it's just going to be love. I think it's going to be career, finance also. And I will show you why and what came out in the pre-shuffle. I'm really excited about this because I had this weird pull to do a reading for you guys, even though it was Aquarius's turn, and I did pull some cards. But anyway, so it looks like there's a lot of focus on work and money. Of course, this tells me there's, good things are coming in love too. But this is treasure. Look at this, Treasure Island. And I'm an Aries, so I love when you guys get great readings. And things have been tough for me the last few days, so I am so happy about this reading. So truth be told, building blocks. This could be Libra energy, right, or justice. But this, and also if you guys are if we're feeling the same energy, there is a big injustice that's been happening towards you, and it's a misunderstanding or an injustice in the sense of somebody isn't being fair with you or isn't respecting you enough to communicate what's not right. Or somebody has, for some of us, it's even gone as far as backstabbing and then trying to get to the bottom of it, being stonewalled and being blocked, or, something not coming through. I hate going into these, negative readings, but this is very, very good. Building blocks, things are being, I think in work, you have a foundation being built. I do believe you're working really hard and you're putting your focus into work. And I think there's really two strong sides to this reading, from the pre-shuffle and from me getting out of bed, being pulled to get out of bed and pick up this oracle deck and pull these cards for you last night. So building blocks, that's work, right? Here we've got Eight of Pentacles, totally focused on work. I think there's an element of, I can't control what's being done wrong to me, or how I was wronged or not appreciated, or undervalued or tricked or lied to or deceived, something like that. There's there's been an element of dwelling and not being able to get over it, right? And just being an energy vampire. But this is turning that around. This is focusing on work, gaining momentum in your in your future, in your pentacles, and that is happening. Now, on the flip side, or not the flip side, but in addition to that, we do have some truth and growth and healing coming around finally, in regards to love, okay? And here's Two of Cups, which is all about equal give and take. This is soulmate energy. So amazing. I wish I could stop here, but I know you guys will not be satisfied with that. So let's do a spread. How are you guys? Thank you for visiting. I feel like a lot of you are return viewers, so I love you guys. I pray for you guys every day. Hope you guys will join me and pray for one another. And then if you're not new, welcome. Hope you'll stay. Stick around. Thank you for providing your energy to this reading. My extendeds are all timeless. They're really, really good. I know I need to do more, but there's only one or two for each sign. Feel free to check those out, especially if you are on a twin flame journey. Okay, overall energy, Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold. Hate that feeling, right? Because why? Because of a tower. Something came crashing down. Aries, this happens when we have expectations, and this is such a, conflict for me to even say it, but when we have without expectations, we aren't let down. And it's hard not to have expectations. But what do expectations come from? They come from, or entitlement, right? It comes from, if you use the word entitlement, doesn't that make it a little bit easier not to feel entitled? But it comes from typically overgiving. We give with expectation. We give so much. We show so much. We love so much. We are so faithful and loyal, and that cross watchers. I hear you. Some of you are in here, but we basically give so much that we expect. Okay, and then that's where we get feeling left out in the cold, cheated. Right? Sometimes we really are cheated. Okay, so also the hangman. So the hangman, he goes in seeking a different perspective. So this is going along with what I'm already getting, the strong message of coming out of an energy of being left out in the cold. We're upgrading, to a hangman position, kind of pulling ourselves out of that environment mentally, emotionally, focusing on our pentacles. And this is I'm not left out in the cold because I have no choice. I'm not removed from the situation because I don't have a choice. This is a choice. I choose to pull myself out of the situation, stop dwelling on it, because I'm seeking enlightenment and growth. Your energy. Ooh, 8 of Wands in reverse. That's weird. My cards are not in reverse. Okay, so 8 of Wands in reverse. That is communication. Maybe you have cut off communication. Maybe they have cut you off. Either way, I still feel like you're getting some peace from it. There you go, Hermit. You're going within. Okay. Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Let's look at their energy, shall we? Shocking. The Devil. Capricorn, come here. He is tempting, I must admit. Okay. Capricorn energy. We also have Sagittarius. We have Taurus, Virgo. Strong. Those are strong. We have others, but those are real strong. Okay, I'm going to keep this one because it stayed on top even when I tried to shuffle. Okay, King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups is somebody that's, very emotionally intact. Okay, here we have Knight of Wands. Recent past, death, and rebirth. That's Scorpionic energy. It also is exactly what we're saying. We're talking about growth on your part. We're talking about coming out of something that you were sad about, something that's not been fair. Something probably restarted or something new started, something resurfaced. And it was disappointing, again, is what I think. The Wheel of Fortune, forward motion. I also just saw Queen of Cups. That usually indicates a soulmate situation with the King and Queen of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth energy. Do I move forward? Do I not? Do I say something? Do I not? The only correct answer to that, Aries, is to do what feels right. And that is probably somewhat confusing. Again, we're juggling options. There's the Six of Wands, which is about being recognized, You want to know my vote? If someone's not recognizing your value, if somebody's not apologizing, if somebody's turning it on you, if somebody's not explaining to you what happened, why it happened, expressing, care for your feelings, then my vote has let them go. If and when that person can come back, look at that, and offer an apology or a stable new beginning. This is typically a gift from the universe. A lot of readers read it that way. When and if that person is able to offer this, and not in a roundabout way, not in a roundabout way. This is a strong, stable, I am sorry, please take my pentacle. I'm offering, a peace offering, an apology, a stable new beginning. You don't have to hash out every little thing that ever went wrong between you. Look how pretty that flame is. Can y'all see that, hopefully? It's so pretty. I love this. This is what's coming near future. Until this person can give you that, why would you have them in your center of focus? Okay, remember, in center of focus, you think of a bullseye or a what do you call it? Where you throw darts, right? So there's a center circle, and this is where majority of your focus is. Sorry about that. I need to go pick up my girl. So, but when you first get wronged or feel, cheated or lied to or confused or in whatever way, all that your energy goes into that center circle, right? And outside of the center circle where all your focus is, there's little other rings. They just ring here and then an outer ring and then an outer ring. It's hard not to have, your center focus be filled with that person or that boss or that sibling or whatever that wronged you. But you really want your energy to go into some of these outer rings, right? The way to do that is to put something else into that center ring. Building blocks, focusing on work. I already put it back in the mix, but if you can be strong enough, and I know you can, to redirect your focus and put other things into, even if you just take that one little step, but put something else into your focus, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 1 minute to start, then the hurt and the upset that you're focusing on gets shifted outward to the outer rings. Okay, so a lot of you, I feel like that's been happening, and that's been empowering. Look at that. I just looked at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords is a painful ending. But what comes after a painful ending? A beautiful new beginning with or without this person. If you are on a twin flame journey, check out my extendeds. They're really good, but it answers a lot of questions. But the main thing is that twin flame or not, you can't speed up the journey by making up or giving more because they don't give enough, or allowing them to be in your life and not have you as their center of attention. If somebody is not saying, I love you, I want to be with you, you matter to me, the way you feel matters to me, if they're not elevating you in those ways, they're not for you right now. Okay, maybe someday, but until this comes, stable new beginning, this is your answer. Let it end for something new and beautiful and carefree without baggage can begin. Until they give you this new offering or this apology, you won't have this. You could start over with them. Yes, I think they're coming back. We can ask. I mean, that's the vibe I got, but I'll ask. But you can't have this freedom in this place of feeling, free and happy and uplifted without letting that dynamic phase out and end first. Okay, so I think you've done that. Some of you have cross-watchers. I feel some cross-watcher energy. Let me see. I'm going to ask real specifically if this person's coming back. Yeah. Looks like it. The cycle's ending, but don't let them back. Oh, yeah, maybe a twin flame. Don't let them back, you guys, until, they step up and become a king. You can't let yourself be their king unless they are acting like your king and claiming you as their queen, and vice versa. It's not gender specific. 6 of Swords, that's leaving a difficult situation. How do they feel about Aries? Don't go back without that apology, Aries. They feel like they're pulling back or they're needing to heal. Oh, see, they still see you as hurt. Withdrawn, it looks like. But not giving up. Here's another indication of truth and clarity. And this is what you want to start over with this person. But I do, they may be watching you. Yeah, they're coming back. Look at this. Jeez. Reconciliation. Can I have a second chance? They may be investigating. You, I think, have pulled back. Look at the energy vibing off that. Can y'all see that? Coming off of this book. Can you guys see that? The speckles. That just caught my eye. But they're trying to ascend. They're trying to figure things out. It's human nature to not have to do the work if you don't have to. Like, if this person could come back and just not have to deal with what they did or apologize or make you feel special, they probably would. It's kind of human nature, But it's also human nature to value something that you have to work for. Value something, I just got diamond. Value something that requires effort. If they come back low effort, that's not going to make you happy. You want this apology. And I do feel like something good's coming up. What was I going to ask cross watchers? Anything for cross watchers? I mean, the whole reading is for cross watchers too, but there it is again. So if you're wondering, your person is putting it a lot, Aries and your person is putting a lot of energy into work. Okay. A lot of focus and energy. They may be compartmentalizing it, but they are coming back. I was asking that too. Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords, truth, clarity. Oh, this was Ace of Wands. That's passionate. I read that wrong. Ace of Wands. I read it as this one, truth, clarity. Hold out for that apology, guys. You don't have to demand it when you first hear from them. That's another thing I feel like I should tell you guys. If you want to hear from this person and they reach out, you know, it's often our knee-jerk reaction to go, oh, why should I even talk to you? Or, you know, kind of be pissy with them. That's fine if you never want to talk to him again, but I think you do. And if you do, you don't want to shut them down right away. Let it warm up. You know, when they say, hi, how are you? Say, hi, how are you? I would only give one little step for their 2 steps. When they say, can I see you? I would ask, you know, what would be the point of that? What do you, where are you on this? Or just, if you get together, just don't let them, I would just be honest. There was some vibe here about truth. You hurt me. You hurt me. I mean, the honest, the best thing you can do, actually, there's that 9 of Pentacles, is hold back and be okay being on your own. That's what brings them back. Did I even say that? That's what brings people back, is when they see that you're stable and you're solid and you're happy. You know, people don't come back to people who are down and out, thinking about them, miserable without them. And I think you know that. You're elevating. You're doing a great job. Let's talk about new love. What else is going on? What are these? Oh, there you go. That's kind of like what I said. Holding your ground, being... I still get so jumpy from whenever that dog attack thing. Whenever I hear any kind of like yelling or dogs barking outside, I just get all messed up. Sorry about that. 7 of Wands, finding your zen. Wow. Being open to love. Jeez. So make sure you're open to love, you guys, right? So new love can come in. But that, again, we have King and Queen of Cups. So we definitely have a soulmate situation. Did y'all see that play out? Sun card, love it. Be careful. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm just going to take this one and then I'm going to wrap up. Be careful what you're manifesting. Make sure you're manifesting happiness and not a return with somebody that's not happy. Not a return just to have that return. Make sure you're manifesting the happiness you want, not just that person. You know, because you might be happier with someone new. And even if this person is somebody that you'll be with eventually, you got to find your happiness first. Am I rambling? And let it happen slow. I'm going to go ahead and pull all these. Look at how those match. Let it happen slow and stable. Don't rush. Remember, we had those building blocks. This is progress. And 4 cups. I have strong vibe not to sit around, not to let yourself manifest the return of a bad situation. Okay? All right. I love you guys. I do think they're going to come back with an apology, but they're going to slide out of doing, you know, handling things right if you let them. So don't let them. All right. They do want. I'm going to have to do another Aries reading because I feel like there's some other things that I'm not saying, but I feel like this person is coming back, and I feel like they're pretending. One moment. It may be happening now, but I feel like what's more relevant is that it's probably going to happen when they come back. There's an element of pretending not to care. So when somebody comes towards you and they're probably pretending not to care now. I think you both are. But when somebody comes towards you and they kind of have that flip hey, what's up, demeanor or pretending not to care, that is not good enough for you. That is not good enough. Okay, don't forget. You want an apology, you want a sincerity. Or you can find it with someone else. You're an Aries. Don't forget that. Don't forget who you are. Everybody loves you. Everybody, you're dynamic, but you're getting out of this sucked out, dragged down energy, and I want you to stay there and don't forget who you are. All right, I love you guys. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. And I will see you soon. Bye, Aries.